It's a city within a city, the world of junior achievement, and now it's in downtown Hillsboro. This provides a student experience like no other, with financial lessons that will last our youth a lifetime and inspire them to dream. And again, it's right here in downtown Hillsboro. And it's a great opportunity for us because thousands of students, teachers, and chaperones will be visiting every single year. So why are students and educators drawn to the Junior Achievement Program? And how did Hillsboro earn the opportunity to be the host site? I'm Steve Callaway, Hillsboro Mayor, and today on Community Conversations, we're going to talk about this and other questions as well. So we are inside the Junior Achievement Discovery Center, which is in downtown Hillsboro. I might have mentioned that. And it is right here at our Civic Center, right above the Tom Hughes Civic Center Plaza. And so we are going to be talking with some individuals today that are associated with Junior Achievement, either as adults or as students. So thank you very much for joining me today. We have Priscilla Trevino of Junior Achievement. We have Raya Cadiz of the Hillsboro School District, and we have Jared Casupanan, who's a student at Hillsboro High School, the Hillsboro High School. Go Spartans. I think that's what I was supposed to say. And you have experienced Junior Achievement firsthand. So thank you all for being here today to help us learn about Junior Achievement here in Hillsboro. So the first question to all of you, as you look around the brand new Discovery Center, what stands out to you?
Absolutely. Mayor Callaway, you said it best. It is a city within a city. And part of that component is the design aspect and bringing the outdoors in. As we could see behind us and around us, we have trees and clouds and the look of the sky. And we also have local businesses and organizations represented that are right here in Hillsboro itself, such as Intel and Columbia. So that's what I am seeing today.
Thanks. Raya.
I just love this space so much. You know, we kind of started dreaming about it during the pandemic and talking about it over Zoom. So to see it actually built in here and we're live in person feels so good. I just think so much about students traveling into Hillsboro from around the region, and they arrive in like our charming downtown. They get to see the courthouse, all of our shops and businesses. They get to see, you know, looking out the windows here, even on the site, like our vibrant community and all the wonderful people that live here. And the space itself reflects that. You feel those elements really woven into the space. And I just have to say, Steve, I appreciate our partners so much. I could not have even imagined the effort and detail and care that they put into each of their spaces to make it authentic and engaging and educational for our students. It's very powerful. And I am very excited for next month when we have all of our students coming through to experience it.
And so beginning in January 2024, depending on when folks are watching this, we open January 2024, you know, full programming and everything.
For BizTown, and we've already had some flip site Finance Park students in the space.
Yeah, so Jared, what stands out to you having gone through this already as a high schooler?
So when I first walked in here, I mean, I was just mesmerized by the structure, the bright colors. It really lured me into, you know, excitement, and I was just really so excited to, you know, like what I was about to learn. I was really happy when I walked in.
Nice. Yeah. And, you know, when we did the groundbreaking in here and I saw pictures of what it was going to look like, and this is even better than what I expected. You know, I will tell you as a former teacher and principal, field trips are fun. You look forward to them as a teacher, but you also look forward to them as the student. And I know that when kids are going to walk in here, they're going to be blown away and so excited to be here. And some field trips, kids are spectators. Other field trips, kids are participants. And this is one where the kids are going to be excited to be participants in their field trips. So it's just great. Junior Achievement is about financial literacy, both at the secondary level and the elementary level. So can we maybe get an explanation or an understanding of what it looks like and what it is?
Yes, so Junior Achievement inspires and empowers young people to succeed in a global economy and in their own thriving communities. We serve K through 12 students throughout Oregon and Southwest Washington with our programs, JA BizTown, JA Finance Park, and our in-class program. And around the financial literacy component, our students are learning basic things around money management, budgeting, what it is to have a checking account and a savings account and compound interest, and all of those things that we get to plant those seeds when it comes to financial literacy and really helping them set them up for success in their futures. And as adults, and just inspiring them and their futures as far as career paths and work readiness and entrepreneurship goes. So yeah.
Nice. Raya?
Well, in our district, we are committing to knowing, valuing, and empowering each of our students. And for me as an educator, students visiting the site, that is the empowerment piece. They're able to take what they have learned and what they're beginning to understand and really apply it in an experiential learning environment. And that's how they then develop the confidence and are empowered to make sound financial decisions as they navigate the next steps in their life. We work really hard in our district to ensure that our students have strong skills, that our students, are on a career pathway, but it almost doesn't matter how much money you make if you don't figure out how to budget it right and use those resources to serve the needs of your family and achieve your financial goals.
So, Jared, what does financial literacy look like when you come in and experience, junior achievement?
So when I walked in, we got to meet the volunteers and stuff, and we were given this persona and different situations. We were given a certain amount of income, whether I was single or I was married or how many kids I had, and we would base our spendings off of how much we make. And the volunteers gives us strategies and shows us how to maturely invest our money wisely, and knowing that we can spend our money smartly.
Nice. My financial literacy is, I think back now almost 50 years ago, Mrs. Hammett in 8th grade teaching us the importance of compound interest. Mm-hmm. And, which has stuck with me, ever since. And we had the manager of a local bank, come and also talk. And he spoke about, when you buy your first car. Mm-hmm. And he said a lot of times kids will then be paying the bank back. But he said, save your money first and then buy your car, so that you don't, and then start making your next car payment to yourself so that you can pay cash for your second car. Because it's much more enjoyable to pay yourself for your car than it is to pay the bank. And, basically just, saving and paying as you go. Two very important lessons, which for me, have stuck with me, for a long time. Now, how successfully I employed those lessons is a different story, but I remember those class sessions very well, which again shows why financial literacy is so important. How did we get to be so fortunate here in Hillsboro to have this? And Raya, would you speak to that?
Well, thankfully, we have great partners. So I was so lucky early in my career, I was able to bring my students through Finance Park. And so I knew it was a valuable experience for students. We had several of our students attending BizTown, but we couldn't serve everyone with the existing site. And so we started to dream a little bit about what it would look like for all of our students to have access to this experience. In our district, equitable access is critical to how we plan. And to know that through partnership, we could serve every single 5th grader in our school district was such an inspiring dream. But we had to get other people to help make it happen. And so luckily, I already had a relationship with Junior Achievement from having been a teacher bringing students through the program. So we were able to engage with Junior Achievement, and then also in partnership with Northwest Regional ESD to help support this experience around the region for so many students to be able to come through. So that's kind of when I reached out, and then Priscilla and her team.
Yeah. So Priscilla, you get an email, but your board had already been thinking about expanding to the west side for, because of constraints and everything else. So, the email from Raya came at a really good time.
It was perfect timing. Yes, back in 2019, we have reached capacity when it comes to our JA BizTown and JA Finance Park. programs and the number of students that we could serve. So it was just the perfect time at that moment to start looking at different areas, and areas specifically where we weren't serving as many students for different reasons. And so the fact that we already had that in place, and our equitable education initiative being effective during the same time, and receiving Raya's email was perfect timing. And the fact that we already have so many districts and schools who see value and believe in our programs and what it brings to their students, and the educational component of that just made things all possible. And that's when our introduction to the city of Hillsboro, whom have been amazing partners. They have done so much for us to have the opportunity to bring our second site here to the city, and serving the number of students that we will be able to serve here, totaling over 35,000 students between our two sites now. So it's just a really amazing thing that we could do. We like to think of the city of Hillsboro and our partners at Northwest Regional ESD, who serve over 21 school districts and 98,000 students. We see our partners as game changers, because that's what our programs do. They are game-changing programs that give our students the opportunity to see what is possible out there in the world.
So you mentioned the ESD, and it serves Clatsop, Columbia, Tillamook, and Washington County schools. And so previously, if a class from Tillamook wanted to participate in Biztown, they would have to drive from the coast all the way into Portland, which really was unfeasible, both time-wise and financially. So now, Astoria, Tillamook, any school, Clatsop and I, can come down here into Hillsboro and get a full JA Biztown or Junior Achievement Financial Literacy experience.
Yeah, it's really expanded access. And also Northwest Regional ESD Career and College Readiness Team has developed many grants to help support more schools participating. So I do really encourage any school district that's interested in our region to reach out and look at how they can get students here this year. Good.
So there's financial assistance to help make it more accessible. Very good. And you talked about the partners. We see the business partners. Was it a hard sell to get folks to come down and participate in a brand new Discovery Center?
Well, our partners, as they already believe in our mission. They believe in our programs and the value and impact it makes on our students. So having to knock on their door and tell them we had an exciting project coming up that they might be just as excited to be a part of as well was what was exciting to not only share with them, but we knew that they would be interested. So bringing in these partners that we see here and our second site here in Hillsboro already, Comcast, OnPoint, we have Alaska, Intel, and Columbia. These are all donors and supporters who have been a part of JA for years. And for them to be able to invest and help fund this project is not possible without any of them. And the list goes on. There are so many partners that made bringing this second site to the city of Hillsboro possible. Nice.
So we know then that Biztown is for fifth graders. And then, what grade is it that we see at the high school coming in? Jared, you are a senior. Do we have high schoolers from, I guess sophomores and juniors coming in as well, or does it target one specific grade at the secondary level as well?
So for my school, it was a mix of all grades from 9th through 12th.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good. So it really is meeting the needs of a lot of kids at the same time.
Yes.
That's great. So a typical day here, what happens? Lots of jobs, lots of activities. Thinking of Biztown, how do the kids select their roles and their jobs, and just walk us through?
Absolutely. So JA Biztown students go through 12 hours of in-class curriculum work. They are learning about civic responsibility, community engagement, and applying for a job. They are going through the interview process to see what is the best job that fits with what their background and skills and interests are. Now, at that young age, we really don't know what our background and skills are, but some of our students we've come to see are more social than others, while others are very comfortable with math, or they have an interest with, radio broadcasting, or being a part of City Hall and being a part of, being a firefighter or a mayor. And so during that in-class 12-hour curriculum work that they're going through and experiencing, they're also learning about a checking account, a savings account, and what it means to open those accounts and write checks for those of us who do still living in the digital world that we are in these days. So that they do those 12 hours, then they come here to JA BizTown, this city within a city, and put all of their hard work into action. And it's just so amazing to see the things that they've learned and the questions, and seeing them as small teams, the team of Umpqua Bank or the team at Comcast really work together to help their businesses succeed, and the importance of each role that they play. And what we have been able to see within this our fictitious city is that every industry is represented. And that's intentional, because we want our students to be inspired of the potential careers that they could have in their futures and the possibility that's behind them. We don't all know that we want to be a construction worker one day or be a lawyer if we don't experience those things. And so really just planting those important seeds to help them dream and to dream big.
So you mentioned, that there's a mayor that kids serve, that you have kids serve as a mayor. So how is that an interview process, or is that an actual election like a mayor?
Yes, our students go through something similar that we would do in the real world. Is their peers are voting for their mayor. Each of the candidates give a speech, and they make some fun posters and do all of those exciting things, and their peers choose who that mayor is going to be. And our mayors get the opportunity to hold town hall sessions and to give opening announcements and things of that nature. And so it's really, really awesome to see how real JA programs make things for our students, to see what that potential and their futures could look like.
Well, and I think what impresses me is you describe a day. There is a lot of preparation before the day here. And so kids just don't show up and do something. They are really prepared beforehand, so that they get even more out of it when they're here. When I was a principal, there were times, our fifth graders would go, and sometimes you'd have a 4-5 split or fifth and sixth grade split. And those kids, knowing that meant that they would get to go to BizTown, because they were on the fourth grade part of the 4-5 split, or get to go again if they were a sixth grader in that 5-6 split, because we were just in the whole class, we wouldn't split them out. That was always one of the things that was, made the split an easier sell to parents and kids, because they loved coming to BizTown. And so that meant they could go twice. That was just a very, very positive thing for them. Jared, what do you remember most about your learning experience?
So what I remember most is definitely learning about how to budget my money and learning to spend it wisely. Yeah, those were the two things that really stuck with me that day.
And did it give you a different appreciation for, the work that your parents do of managing a household and managing a household budget? For you, it was fictitious, but for your parents, it's reality. So did that give you a different kind of appreciation?
Yeah, that really opened my eyes to help me realize all the hard work that they're always putting in every single day. It also helped me realize that one day I'll be in the same shoes as them, and so it gives me an opportunity to learn from them, as well as from JA Finance Park, to be more mature.
Yeah, very good, very good. I'm sure that's a lesson that every parent hopes their children will pick up at school and take home with them. And so, Raya, when you think about the experiences, and for all of our kids in Hillsboro School District and even beyond, what is really just the hope that we have?
I think this type of experience really changes lives. I think you spoke to that a little bit with the enthusiasm your students might have just being able to experience it more than once, if they were lucky enough to be in a blend. Our students remember experiential learning in a way that stands out sometimes from all of the content that's covered in the classroom. And as a teacher, I was so grateful to bring my students through because Junior Achievement provided me with so many great resources. So I was able to, with confidence, kind of work through all of this financial education curriculum, which, as educators, we all have our own experiences with the financial world and our own background. And so it was really helpful to have an organized curriculum. Junior Achievement provides a lot of training and support. They help you get the volunteers. They work really hard to lighten the lift for teachers to help us, be able to bring students through. And I just know, watching my students go through it, I always felt really proud of being able to bring them that experience. And I would hear from them years later, or I would take them to a DECA competition, or, some of their work that they did here would show up in another project their senior year because they're starting to apply it, or they're talking to me about getting their first paycheck, and lo and behold, taxes were in fact taken out, just like they remembered from their experience here. So it connects. It's a way to connect their learning, and that really helps our students remember it and start applying it. And for us, thinking about economic opportunity and empowerment for our students, it's life-changing. And that work is just as important to me as science and math and reading and all of the other content that's covered in terms of being able to change the trajectory of our students' lives.
Nice. Now, are there other programs? I'm trying to think, summer camps or opportunities for kids, when school is out. Are there some programs like that?
Yes, so during the summertime, we have a week-long JA BizTown summer camp where that's the opportunity for parents to enroll their kids into our programs to do very, very similar curriculum work that we do with JA Finance Park. And it just opens their eyes, and because sometimes not every school has the opportunity to participate within our program. And so when we have parents who believe in the work that we're also doing, this gives them another outlet to have them learn a little bit more about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and career readiness.
So it sounds like there's a website, which is critical for parents who want to learn more, teachers who want to learn more, people who might want to volunteer, people who might want to tour, people who might want to support, with donations. Can you tell us the name of the website and maybe a little bit more information?
Absolutely. So anyone who's interested in being a game changer within JA of Oregon and Southwest Washington can visit us at jaorswwa.org. And all of our information is housed there, from educators and the curriculum and program and worksheets that they want to get more information regarding our programs about, to being a volunteer, because our programs are not possible without thousands and thousands of volunteers that we have annually. And as Jared had mentioned earlier, a lot of our volunteers get to share their own personal experience with the financial decisions that they made and what either helped them invest at a young age and or get them out of challenging budgeting financial challenges. And so all of that information, whether you have the gift of money to give through a donation or the gift of time, we need all of that to be able to continue to impact the thousands of students that we do throughout our area, over 35,000 students, and to be able to live out our initiative of equitable education and serving all youth.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Raya, for being here. Kids have learned, here, they learn lessons, that literally will last a lifetime, but also change their life. I don't think any of us have ever heard an adult say, gee, I wish I had not been so disciplined or not been so knowledgeable about money. Money is one of the regrets. And so to be able to make sure that kids are off in the right direction at the beginning of their lives really just must make you feel so just beyond proud of the work that you're doing, the partnerships that you have, and the difference that you're making. And so thank you all very, very much for participating. Thank you for joining us. We are glad to have you here for this month's edition of Community Conversations, and we look forward to seeing you next month as well.